Hi all, and welcome back. Terraria recently released its Bigger and Bolder update, and with that, I felt it was the perfect time to go over everything that changed since its original release in 2011. As always, I do this without wasting your time with pointless filler. Quick context. This is still Terraria, but a lot has changed since launch, literally making the game bigger and better. And if I miss anything important along the way, drop it in the comments so we can build a solid overview together. With the 1.1 patch, Hardmode was added. After you beat the Wall of Flesh, the game basically doubles in size. New ores appear, new biomes show up, enemies get much harder, and progression becomes structured around tougher bosses and long-term gear upgrades. From that point on, Terraria doesn't stop being about exploring and building, but it starts leaning much more into an RPG-style progression loop. Not long after that, with 1.2, the mid to late game really got its backbone. Hard mode areas like the jungle and the temple were given major bosses, which finally gave you a clear reason to go there at the right time, instead of just wandering in too early and getting destroyed. Worlds also became more distinct, with alternate evil biomes that changed early progression and loot paths. It made the whole game feel more structured than before, like a ladder you work your way up in a sandbox instead of just a sandbox. Then, in 1.3, finishing Terraria becomes a real sentence, at least in theory. I mean, we still got multiple major updates after the developers first said that. In this one, Expert Mode lands, which makes enemies tougher, gives bosses new attack patterns, and adds exclusive rewards. The Lunar events introduce a proper endgame chain you have to clear step by step, and the Moon Lord becomes a real final boss you unlock through that sequence, not something you accidentally stumble into. This update basically locked in Terraria's modern endgame. Quick one, if this saves you time, hit like, it helps. After that, Journey's End in 1.4 brought some of the biggest core design changes. Journey mode lets you control difficulty, time, and even item duplication, turning the game into more of a sandbox for experimenting. On the other side, Master Mode pushes difficulty way higher for players who want a real challenge. NPC happiness also started depending on where and how they live, and happier NPCs sell pylons for fast travel between biomes. That turns housing into something you actually plan across the whole map. From this point on, the game supports very different playstyles without forcing everyone into the same path. A bit later, in 1.4.4, we got Labor of Love. They added loadouts, which let you swap builds without turning your inventory into a crime scene. And stack sizes going up to 9,999 removed a lot of old storage friction, unless you enjoy suffering. They also overhauled melee weapons to make them less underwhelming to use. None of this is very glamorous, but it's the kind of update that makes you stick around for many more hours than before. And then 1.4.5, Bigger and Bolder, went even harder on quality of life. The crafting UI got a full rethink. Crafting can pull from nearby chests automatically if you set your base up for it. Banners got their own menu so you're not hauling them around. And multiplayer even added a spectator view while you're waiting to respawn. It's all small on paper, but together it makes the game feel way more modern. 1.4.5 also added a strong replayability layer by making special world seeds easy to access through a built-in menu. That means you can now start in things like Skyblock, where you begin on tiny floating islands with almost no resources, without needing guides or codes. It makes challenge runs and weird playthroughs part of the normal game instead of hidden content. On top of that, 1.4.5 is also a straight-up content drop with over 650 new items and 2 big crossovers. Dead Cells brings new gear and themed content, and Pal World adds pals that actually do things, like helping you dig or gather, so they're not just decorative pets. Especially for veteran players, these kinds of updates matter because they change how parts of the game work instead of just adding more of the same. So yeah, 1.1 gave Terraria its massive second half, 1.2 and 1.3 added structure and a real endgame, 1.4 reshaped how you play, and 1.4.4 and 1.4.5 made everything smoother, faster, and more replayable. That's everything you need to know in a nutshell. That was it. If you like videos that don't waste your time, please consider liking and subscribing. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.